there's never a scene, I don't think, that I was ever in that they weren't sort of indirectly in. So they're memorable to work with because they're fun, they're professional, they know what they're doing, they don't get stuck in their heads, they're normal guys. You know, they're not these actors that need to go and have a moment here and then come in and, you know, they're not like that. They're really, hey man, how's it going? You know, eating potato chips, then, oh, action, okay, and then they'll go off and do it. So every minute was pretty memorable with them. The one thing I can say is Jared, love him, has a shorter attention span. So he was always a prankster. He was always up to something bad because you know, you're on set 16 hours a day. His attention span, they'd start to get bored. And when they got punchy at the end of the day, they would start, their accents came out, they were getting tired.
This face.
Yeah, exactly. And they would start getting goofy because they were overtired and they were overworked and they'd run this so many times. So you had to keep an eye on Jared. Jensen was a little more straight up, but Jared, if you didn't see him, you worried. Where is he? And it smells like farts in here. And you walk in with a can of wine, it's like, oh, and you knew you got it. He'd come up with this thing of that frozen air gas. What's the stuff used to blow the camera out? But it was dry ice, but it was in a gun. And he would go really slowly. It was like holding a match to the, you didn't feel it at first, and all of a sudden it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And it really hurt. And you knew immediately if you were in pain, Jared was attached to it.
I mean, there was just always laughs. I mean, we're always having a good time, you know, passing Brokeback Mountain jokes back and forth. You know, I mean, and really those two are the sweetest guys in the world. They really are down to earth, very, very, you know, it's just a pleasure to work with and made me feel comfortable, and there was no ego whatsoever. Yeah.
I remember, I think it was my first day on set, and Jared tried to get me to drink this iced coffee that he had convinced everybody was really good, and he went around with pretty much everyone and convinced them to take a sip, and he put soy sauce in it or something. And it was really silly, but he got everyone, and he was so amused and so happy. Or with Kim Manners, because Kim is not the tallest guy in the world. And they're
yeah, he's a very little guy.
And they're very tall, and what they would do is that every time he would come and give directions, they would stand in front of him and kind of do that so no one could see him. And they pranked him when we were shooting, what was it? No Exit, yeah. So you know about that story where they show, I think they show it in the gag reel when they pour water on them. I was there. I was done shooting. I was done for the day, but I stayed. Just to watch that, because they deserved it.
Yeah, they burned each other a lot. It was a lot of fun to be around. It's a real big family. They get along really well. The cast, the crew, like Chad was saying, no ego. So it's a family. They don't walk off and do their own thing. When they're between shots, they'll talk about life. The camera guys are good friends. Jensen, for Christmas, got his own, what did you call that thing? When the director's the monocle, or what was it? It was a $2,500 eyepiece that the crew got for Jensen because, you know, he's always playing around the camera and playing around with them. Like, they were a big family. So it was nice to just be around that. And we were lucky, the three of us were very lucky to have been around that, because there's a lot of sets that you work on that aren't like that. Or they're cold, or they're separate, and
Most.
you know.
I would say most are like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, but those boys, they set the pace because they're good guys.
They work very hard. They work so hard.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They're professional, they know their lines, they do their job, they do it well. We were lucky, it was a treat for us to be around. Somebody had their hand up, yes.